Hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my review of the Season 4 premiere of The Strain on FX. Of course, as I said, the first episode of Season 4, which is called The Worm Turns. And I want to apologize for this review being a little bit late. I did decide to watch Game of Thrones first, and I had some stuff going on yesterday. Plus rewatching with my girlfriend, who's also caught up on both Game of Thrones and The Strain. And she didn't want to do a video yesterday, but... The Strain is a show I've been following since the beginning, if you guys didn't know. I reviewed the very first episode the night it premiered, or at least the very next day, or something like that. And I've reviewed every episode ever since, and I'm not going to break that at this point. You know, we have, 9 episodes left of the entire series now. I'm really looking forward to it. The Strain, it's been one of my favorite shows on TV for a while now. It's going to go down as one of my top 10 favorite shows of all time, easily. And I've liked every season quite a bit. You know, Season 1, it did have some pacing issues, but there's quite a good handful of memorable episodes in that season to me, and some good moments. Season 2, I thought was better with the pacing, but didn't have quite as few memorable singular episodes, but I absolutely loved the finale to that one. Of course, that one with Nora and everything like that. Then Season 3 I thought was overall the best so far because it had great pacing, but it also had a really memorable finale. Despite people being mad at Zach for what he did, I still thought it made for a pretty cool spectacle, or some intense outcomes really. And Season 4, what am I expecting? I guess I could do probably a separate video on that. But, I'm fine with Season 4 being the last season, not because I wouldn't want to see more of it. Because I remember back in Season 1 and Season 2, I remember reading an article, with some of the creators or the producers or something, talking about how they are planning on 4 or 5 seasons for it. A couple to really cover certain parts of the books, and then a couple more to just sort of end what they would create with the books and their own vision for this version of the story. So the fact that it's only 4 seasons, it seems like it's lined up pretty well to me. So I like a planned ending like this and make the series a little bit shorter than having it go on for double the seasons, or season 12 or onward. I'm looking at you, Walking Dead. Still love The Walking Dead, but it's starting to run its course, I think. Whereas The Strain, I'm really excited to see how they're going to end this, pretty solid story all the way through. There may be weeks even when I cover The Strain before Game of Thrones, so, we'll see about that. Game of Thrones is incredible, but it still has one more season to go, so I feel like I should give more credit to The Strain in its last season, but we'll see. Either way, still going to be doing reviews on both of them each week as soon as I can. Anyway, excuse the voice crack. Anyway, why don't we talk about the actual episode, huh? So, the world is in a very different place from where we left it in the Season 3 premiere. It's been about a 9-month time skip, I think, after the nuclear explosion. The world, or the sun anyway, has been covered up, so the strigori are, of course, able to roam more freely around, and we see how they've actually pretty much taken over. I'm not sure about the rest of the world. I think it's a little bit more sketchy over there, but at least with America, they've taken over New York. I think we heard something about California as well. I'm not sure. It's probably some kind of war or some kind of middle ground in the middle of the country, I think. So it has a really cool look. I like how it looks visually, just like the coloring, the aesthetic. It sort of has that post-apocalyptic movie or show feel. Look now. And that's something I was really excited about. That was, one of my main things I was looking forward to going into the season. One little critique, though, right off the bat, I almost wish they didn't do a big time skip right away. Just because, we hear about this war that was waged in those 9 months, where, F's talking about he can't believe they actually lost. I would have liked to have seen the initial aftermath, just some of the fights, some of the battles or some of the little wars or whatever. I kind of wanted to see that open chaos of the humans first panicking and trying to defend themselves when, the sun was black. I think that would have been made for some really good, horror, type scenes, and it would have been really intense to see how F survived that and everyone else. And then maybe like halfway through the season, like have something like really major happen, and then have like a time skip for the last few episodes or something. I think that would have been a little bit better. But, I'm sure there's plenty they want to tell with this type of society as well. And this society, it is a different, setup, the whole, partnership thing, the whole commercial and everything like that. Just keep your blood donations up to date and, you'll be fine, basically. But then, of course, they're probably secretly killing other people to gain more blood and everything like that. And F's been sort of, he's kind of put himself into self-seclusion or self-isolation, I should say. Over what happened, because of his boy, causing all this. I want Zach to die too, trust me. And I hope they don't try to force any sort of like redemption story for Zach. I just think he's done too much at this point. It appears like he's just going to be molded to be the Master's evil little shitty apprentice for the rest of the season. So I feel like F's going to have to put him down in the end, finally. Don't care much for Zach, but I still really like F. I think Corey Stoll's done a very nice job as Ephraim throughout the series. And, I don't think his character gets enough credit, I like Fet, I love Setrakian, of course, I even like Dutch. I know some people don't like her, but I do. But F's been my favorite character, and I'm rooting for him to pull something together here. I think with his smarts and his sort of resurgence that he has in this episode, along with their whole miso silo idea, I think they might come up with something I could finally put down the Master. I haven't read the books, of course, but I did read some, just some different things about it to understand some of the differences in the plot and stuff like that, just for my own head. But we see F, like I said, he's put himself into self-isolation, not really having the drive to fight at this point. He's sort of like this doctor for this, small little sort of section of humans that are being controlled. You have to put on this band on your shoulder every day, go on a line. They have this strigori that will sniff out, certain humans they want to be on the lookout for. And I thought that was pretty intense. It looks like the strigori, the guy he pinned down, he's gonna rip his face right off. He started digging his claws into him. We didn't see the end result, but I can imagine. I've seen enough horror movies. He goes by Dr. Miller or something like that. Of course, Goodweather still only be a name people recognize, because he's still supposed to be this fugitive or something, really, right? And of course, the strigori, with I-Course and all the others out there, they would easily, hear that, through seeing through the strigori, so he doesn't want to be found either, because they're still after him. The Master's still worried about Ephraim being out there. He's still worried that he's going to come up with something else to, sort of disrupt what he's doing. And we see F, taking care of his family. And then he meets up with sort of this little small band of resistance, or these people who are planning a little revolt. But they blow up a bus with him on it. They kill all the guys he was sort of kind of working with, or at least getting along with. But then he still helps them. So they wanted to blow up this bus of strigori, but they didn't realize they killed about 6 people or something. But F still helps them. So it appears like F is gonna, kind of join with this little group, and I'm sure they'll probably cross with, Fet and the others at some point. Fet, meanwhile, is, traveling with Quinlan, which is cool. And this new character named Charlotte, I don't think we've seen her before, but the actress seems familiar. I think I've seen her in something else. They're looking for this missile silo, so they could use a nuke, probably to launch at New York or something like that, potentially. It appears like it was sent by Setrakian. We don't actually see Setrakian in this episode. David Bradley, get to see him on Game of Thrones again, and now The Stranger is cool. The guy's a really good actor. We see him in a Nightmare of Fets, where he sees the professor turning. Fet's really worried that he's going to fail him. But Kevin Durant is sporting a pretty good beard here, by the way. Charlotte seems okay. They almost get ambushed by these kind of scummy humans that really aren't setting a good example for the people that are actually left. But they take him down without Quinlan, decapitating most of them. Yeah, so I think they will find this missile silo. And Fet is captured by like this group of women. I don't know why it's just women that were grouped together or something. I don't know, but they didn't really go into it that much. So let me fix the webcam there. Okay. But of course, Quinlan shows up, and Fet's able to take one of them hostage, to get free and everything like that. They wanted Charlotte to join, but of course that didn't work. It appears that part's over. But he did meet a guy who did work at the missile silo, so he's probably going to lead him to it. Might turn into a bad situation, but I still think they're going to find it. Hopefully they can use it. But then again, there's 9 episodes left, so I don't think they're just going to be able to simply launch the missile and then that's going to be it. I think there's going to be more to it than that. But it should still be an intense setup for sure once something like that does become a possibility. And then, I saved the Zach stuff for last. Like I said, he's being molded by the Master, as a Stark apprentice type of thing. The Master believes. He's still in Eldritch Palmer's body, by the way. He does look fairly creepy, although he's kind of wrinkled like some of those elders we've seen in the flashback, so he doesn't look exactly like Jonathan Hyde anymore, but you can still tell it's him. But the Master sees like this dark, soul potential in Zack. He gives him this machine gun, then he kills his tiger in his zoo. Felt bad for the tiger. I wanted the tiger to tear him to shreds. I wanted Shiva and Ezekiel to show up from The Walking Dead and just slaughter Zack. But the CGI on the tiger was alright. It was noticeable, CGI, but it wasn't nearly as bad as like the deer on The Walking Dead in season 7 or anything. So it looked, alright compared to that. That stuff was okay. He's playing with his pet, I almost said pet walker, his pet strigori again. Racing his car around it, trying to get it to hit it, with the stinger. It does, and Zack still gets pissed at it. So, as my girlfriend was saying, even when he's supposed to be like enjoying what they're giving him now, he still complains and bitches at them. So, yeah, I don't know. They gotta know we don't like the Zack character. We don't want him to, succeed or come back or do anything like that. And the Master's causing him to see visions of his mom, Kelly. Of course, it's nice to see Natalie Brown still get to act out a little bit in this, even as a vision. Even though, I think she was, due to die at the end of season 3, like she did. And so the Master is using it to influence Zack, to keep in his head that doing this is the right thing and everything like that. And I, of course, meanwhile, was disagreeing with the Master, but it's mostly that like jealousy and envy coming out of I, of course. He wanted to be the Master's, vessel and everything like that. But, it should still be interesting to see how it plays out, I guess. I just want to see Zack put down already. But yeah, so overall, I thought this was a pretty good premiere. It wasn't like mind-blowing or anything, but it was a fine enough setup to what should be an intriguing and likely increasingly intense final season. We also didn't see Dutch in this one. I'm guessing she's holed up with wherever Setrakian is. But I didn't watch the previews either. It seems like she's going to be in some trouble next week. But she's still, she's still out there too. But yeah, a little disappointed that we didn't get to see that initial chaos of what happened after the bomb went off. But still, it's a different type of setup, I guess. At least it's still kind of different enough, I guess. So yeah, if I had to rate it, I'd rate it like an 8.9 out of 10, just shy of like a 9 out of 10. I'm sure the season's really gonna deliver as it goes. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it all plays out. It should be really, really good. But yeah, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, like, subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.